she appeared once again, signaling a fresh start, drawing inspiration from Neville Goddard's wisdom. My fascination remains centered around deciphering profound messages contained within religious texts. Let's explore the 5th chapter of Mark's Gospel today, focusing on 3 crucial incidents. Firstly, Jesus encounters a demon-possessed man residing near burial sites, shrouded by headstones. He pleaded with Jesus not to expel the wicked spirits haunting him. But Jesus ordered, "Spirit, leave this body," freeing him from suffering. Soon after, he sat fully dressed and sane at Jesus' feet. Through this story, when viewing Jesus as a representation of higher consciousness, breaking free from ordinary boundaries, certain patterns begin to surface. Next comes Jesus' encounter with Jairus, a synagogue leader, whose dying 12-year-old daughter prompted him to approach Jesus for help. Amidst the crowd, a woman suffering from chronic bleeding for 12 years touched Jesus' garment, hoping for a miracle. Acknowledging the loss of some of his power, Jesus asked, "Who touched me?" Mark 5 verse 30. Once identified, he comforted her saying, "Your faith has made you whole. Go in peace." 5:34. Despite learning about the girl's passing while heading to Jairus' house, Jesus urged them not to lose hope. Arriving, he found people mourning, leading him to declare, "The child isn't dead, she's sleeping." His statement provoked laughter until he took her hand and said, "Talitha koum." "Little girl, get up," bringing her back to life. Then he instructed, "Give her something to eat." 5:43. Cemeteries represent mere physical death. So, I ask, do you dwell amidst metaphorical graves? Concealed behind old habits, false thankfulness, superstitions, and misguided convictions, many choose stagnation over growth. Refusal to let go of obsolete ideas mirrors the demon-possessed man seeking refuge among tombstones, asking superior intellect not to banish harmful forces. Indeed, illuminated understanding prevails over both superstition and hardship, just like Christ overcoming darkness. Emerging from materialistic confinement allows mental cleansing, replacing negativity with positivity. Renewed, you regain control over forgotten aspirations, similar to Jairus' daughter coming alive again. Remember, the Bible doesn't narrate history but addresses current issues, irrespective of location or period. Jesus represents the evolved soul, moving beyond mundane perceptions and casting off previous restrictions, thereby defeating internal chaos or evil spirits. Like the continuously bleeding woman, we often fail to create due to lingering psychological wounds. Over a decade, her condition hindered procreation. Symbolically, letting go of our past identities and adopting new ones brings forth creativity. Grasping Jesus' cloak means immersion in divine qualities, whether health for the sick or prosperity for the poor. Keep success private, following the advice given to the girl's parents. Nurturing requires consistent effort, living each moment as the person we aim to become or having what we long for. Jesus dismissed non-believers, shutting them out. Non-believers include not only critics but also our own senses, denying the reality perceived by inner vision. Trust, knowing truth exceeds visible limits. Imagined scenarios are equally valid, sometimes even more tangible than physically witnessed phenomena. Many lessons lie within this concept. Only we can save ourselves from insanity by releasing the past and negative emotions. We become Jesus, breathing life into abandoned projects, ignoring criticism. Like the girl's parents, we keep achievements confidential, feeding progress quietly. As the woman reaching out to salvation, we end our spiritual bleeding, paving way for new beginnings or creations. Engaging in a thoughtful examination of the allegorical meaning of sacred texts invites us to delve deeper into how we might incorporate these teachings into our everyday routines, discovering hidden insights and essential wisdom that goes beyond the literal words of the initial tale. The idea of raising the dead encompasses revitalizing abandoned endeavors, dormant talents, and parts of ourselves that have been left untended due to uncertainty, apprehension, or surrender. Within each of us lies a daughter of Jairus, waiting to be acknowledged and cultivated toward its true potential. This metaphorical rebirth serves as a catalyst for introspection, encouraging us to evaluate our values and commit anew to our truest desires. Furthermore, Jesus' encounter with the woman suffering from chronic blood loss highlights the importance of self-motivation and personal responsibility in healing and transformation processes. Passively waiting for change or solely depending on external factors is insufficient. Instead, we must actively touch the hem of our inner divinity, acknowledging and harnessing the inherent power within us that promotes growth and positive change. Jesus' act of feeding the girl after she awakened underscores the necessity of providing support and care for newly discovered or reignited interests and projects. Simply bringing these aspects back to life isn't enough. They require consistent attention and resources to flourish fully. This may involve dedicating time, energy, and finances, along with acquiring necessary knowledge and skills to ensure their success. The instruction to keep the miracle secret emphasizes another critical aspect of personal development: discretion. In today's world where sharing every detail online has become commonplace, there is value in keeping certain elements of one's journey private. By doing so, you can strengthen your convictions without interference from skeptics who might discourage you from pursuing your goals. Finally, having faith in what lies beyond appearances, closing oneself off from doubters, and trusting in the truth of one's heart represents perhaps the greatest lesson. Jesus demonstrates unwavering confidence throughout the story, undeterred by others' doubts about his perception of reality. Similarly, it's essential to learn to trust our intuition even when it contradicts popular opinion or conventional logic. We should not empower death, as the demon-possessed man did by hiding behind tombstones. Instead, let life flourish because God, the source of all creation, sanctions it. Give power to the giver of life, not to the dead. People ask me, Carlos, I cannot abandon my belief in Jesus, Moses, or Peter as historical figures from millennia past. Giving up these beliefs feels overwhelming. I cannot accept it. Yet, I find comfort in believing they lived on Earth while embracing your psychological interpretations of their experiences. My reply remains consistent: leave those graves behind and move forward, recognizing that you and the Father are one. Here, where others perceive God, I recognize consciousness, yours and mine alike, whether you choose to believe it or not. Our Creator, consciousness itself, thrives eternally in the present moment. Stop bleeding like the woman who touched Jesus and bring forth that son, that role, that state you envision. Embrace the girl, that desired condition, living each day in that role, in that conviction that you already embody what you aspire to become or possess what you yearn for.